I'm so scared I can't do it. Just doing my eyebrows and I've got the camera just in front of me there. And I just heard a clicking sound and someone's just took a picture of me. Just doing my eyebrows. I know I shouldn't talk about stuff like this in my house because it's going to haunt me now. I'm scared. Hi guys, how are you all? I hope you're all well and I hope you're alright. We are back. I am myself. No, I'm like so excited but nervous. So I've wanted to do this series by the way for like a long time, but it's been highly requested lately, so I thought, why not come back with this then? But the first video I wanted to do the subject on is one that has interested me for like a lot of years now. I say a lot, it's not that old, but you know. So it is, and there's recently been a documentary about it as well, which I think makes it better to do now because hopefully more of you'll actually know like what it is. So basically it's like the disappearance of Elisa Lam, which if you haven't heard about it, you definitely need to go watch the documentary. And if you have and you know about it, don't watch it. Like, honestly, it's annoying. So basically she died in 2013 in a Los Angeles hotel named the Cecil, which if you don't know about that, like, let me know. I'll do a whole video on that, honestly. It's basically where they filmed the American Horror Story, the one which Lady Gaga was in. And to me, it just seems like a very famous place to go and die. Like, it's weird. Also, there've been like serial killers who have been like chased by the police in the hometown and they've gone and stayed at this hotel and then just got away with like serial killings for years. And like I love going to like places that's full of like ghosts and stuff and exploring, shall we say, and I think it's so exciting. But this is one place you couldn't pay me to go. Like, it's not just like ghosts, like it's a dangerous place. It's like immediately next to like Skid Row, which is a massive like population of homeless people, which, and when I say massive, like it's blocks and blocks like surrounding the whole hotel. There's been obviously a lot of crime associated with the area because of this. So it's not just that it's like haunted, it's like dangerous. So basically she was like a 21-year-old college God, what is up, man? I can't speak. A 21-year-old college student who really wanted to go travelling to get away from a town and college and, you know, just like have some independence. But her parents were very like dubious about it and they said like she could go on the one condition that she contacted them every single day, which she did, until she was on like her, I think she stayed there for like 3 days or something, but it was a day that she was due to leave that she didn't contact them. So they contacted the police because this was very out of character for her, apparently. Remember that. So obviously this whole missing persons thing goes up and, you know, they search for her and they can't find her. And so basically they search like this whole hotel and she's nowhere to be found in the hotel. They like try and retrace her steps, like where has she been, and they found a bookstore that she'd been to and 2 guys had helped her carry her books home apparently, and she was very like big into like online, like blogging her whole entire life, writing down what happened, and it was very much apparent that she was very much there to meet people, meet guys, and that she would talk to strangers. So instantly I'm watching this documentary and I'm just like, that's not clever, like she's gone. But yeah, so they looked into these guys that helped to carry these books home and they looked at the CCTV footage from the hotel to see if, you know, maybe they followed him inside, maybe they came back later on and went in, but they never went inside the hotel, they never came back later, so she'd gone into the hotel without them, so it wasn't anything to do with them basically. So at this point they then got like cadaver dogs in and stuff to try and, because it had been so many days now that they were like, it's gonna be a dead body, and they took the dogs in and stuff and they did actually find a scent of her, and it was near one of the fire what is wrong with me? It was near one of the fire exits, which had some stairs, which when you opened it had obviously like a drop as well, and stairs that went up to the roof or down to the floor. But that was like the last bit of trace they could find of her. No, they weren't cadaver dogs, that's wrong, because that's dead bodies. They were just dogs that were looking for a trace of her. But anyway, after like a couple of days and not really having like anything, they had previous this found on the CCTV. Why can I not talk? On the CCTV, they had found this footage of her in the elevator and outside the elevator. And having come up with nothing at all, they then decided to release this video to the public. And then that is how like everyone else who was not in LA at the time found out about this missing girl. So this footage, honestly, every time I watch it, I just don't think I can sleep for the rest of the night. Like, it freaks me out to watch, but let's watch it anyway. Whoa. So she walks into this elevator, and she's already like, ooh, with her arm, and she's pressing like every single button, which is weird. And she moves back into the corner, and then she like very slowly starts to move forward, and then just like jumps, and like looks really quick, and that freaks me out. That. And then she kind of stands in the middle, but then she like hides at the side. Oh yeah, like she's even like leant back as if she really didn't want anyone to see her. And she starts like peek round again, and she's like looking. But let me just pause this, because the weird thing is so far that she was stood in that elevator for quite a while and the doors haven't shut. So to me it was like, is somebody stood on the other side of the door holding the button open? And then she like steps out. And then, I don't like it, she jumps. But then she starts doing this really weird stepping, like that side step, and then a back step, like a little box step. And then back out again. And then she goes like off, and you can just see her arm. And then she's gone. Oh, you can see her arm again. Oh, and her fingers. So it's like, is she talking to somebody outside? Oh, what's she doing? I think this is when it starts to get like weird. So it's as if she's like talking to somebody out there. Why would she get in the lift and press the button and then wait outside for the lift? Like, the lift's still not shut the door either. But yeah, then she's like holding her head and like holding onto the sides as if like, oh my god. And then she's like really pressing the buttons now, like press like panic. Like, the doors are still not closing. She's still pressing them all. And she's like holding her head again, going back out, as if she's talking to this. And then she starts doing like, oh, I've got goosebumps, sorry, it scares me. The really weird hand gestures, this is the bit that freaks me out. Like, honestly, they're like, I don't know if you can see, but like the hairs on my arm are standing up. You can't see. It's like she's like signalling something to someone. And then she just goes. But yeah, that video, honestly, it scares the shit out of me. I don't like it at all. But yeah, let's carry on. So basically, this is when like the conspiracy theories really started, when this video was released, because when you watch it, there's little bits in it that don't make sense. For example, it wasn't shown in that video I just watched, but it was shown in the full in the documentary. At the end, at one point the door closes, but like it goes from where obviously when it's open, and it just like jumps to halfway across the screen and then closes slowly. So it's not like it was just a crap camera and it missed the first bit. It like, because obviously an elevator door's quite slow, so it wasn't that it just like missed it. It was like obviously like cut in the recording. So like I'm watching this and I'm thinking, the people who work at this hotel are for sure covering something up. Like, the police didn't get the CCTV till so many days in. Like, someone who works there is hiding something. And then the body gets found. Now, the body gets found by the hotel janitor because... So, the people who were staying there had started to, like, complain about, like, that the water tasted a bit dirty and, like, a bit metally. And then they were brushing their teeth one morning and they turned the tap on and this just, like, brown water were coming out, and they were like, they'd showered in it, they'd drank it, and so yeah, so the hotel janitor like goes to look at it and he's like, yeah, so it's not right. So he goes to check the water tanks on the roof, and when I said the police had searched the whole hotel, they'd searched the roof and they'd took the smelling dogs up to the roof too and not found anything. So this is a couple of days later, so this is a point where it's like, has someone moved a body afterwards? So yeah, so the janitor goes up to the roof and goes to check in the water tanks. Now, when you see the water tanks, there's 4 of them. So if you're looking at them, there's like, duh, duh. And she was in this one that was like furthest away from you. So it's like, if it was accidental and she'd got in there herself, like, because when you look at that video, first thing I thought is maybe she's just absolutely off her head. But if you were, why would you make that hard for yourself? Would you not just get in the first tank that you could? Like, you had to, like, climb under pipes, over ladders, everything to get to this one that you were in. So it's not like it was just an easy thing. So yeah, the janitor opens it up and her body floats to the top. And usually when a body is in water, it would be, like, face down. But she floats up face up and she's completely naked. So at this point, it's like, is there, like, a foul play involved? Has she been sexually hurt? And, like, you know, because if she'd just got in herself, why would she have stripped off? So when obviously watching the footage of the elevator doors and the jumping, and it was the janitor who found her, it's like, has the hotel done something that they're trying to cover up? And it all just gets a bit conspiracy. But obviously, I'm sure you know, it'll have all been investigated and stuff. But then you look into the video even further and you realise that the timestamp at the bottom has, like, been messed with and hidden so that you can't see it, and numbers look like they're jumping up and down. So it's obviously been tampered with and then hidden. So this video has quite obviously in some way been edited by somebody for some reason. So this is when it gets to the point of, like, the police had this footage for a few days before they released it. They then released it knowing that it couldn't have been edited by someone else, otherwise why would they have released it? So at this point, this video has obviously been tampered with by the police. So that now it's like, the police, what if the police are behind it, as well with the police looking on the roof and not finding a body but it was there? Are the police hiding something? So, continuing on, there's even the whole paranormal aspect brought into it, obviously from watching the video. I was kind of like, what if she's, like, possessed? From, like, all the hand movements and the lift and stuff. I thought, what if it was not a person on the other side? What if it was a ghost? But then as well, because the footage that there was of her, obviously she was on X floor, whatever, and, like, it appears that someone is on the other side of the elevator, but there is no CCTV on that exact hallway that she was on, so that there was no way to find out if there was said person on the other side of the door, which also is kind of like, is it someone who knew the hotel then? And then you've got to think as well, as I said, there's Skid Row outside and all the criminal stuff going on out there who quite easily have access to the hotel. There's serial killers been known to stay there. So at this point, it's like, it could be the hotel, it could be the police, it could be a homeless person, it could just be someone else staying at the hotel, could just be suicide, it could be anything. And as well with the homeless population, there's a lot of drugs population, so it could be the fact that she was crazy out of it. And then the fact to me was like, there's no way that it was suicide or accident, because how on earth has she got in this however many foot tall water tank and shut the lid behind her? Like, I'm not being funny, it's impossible. And it's not exactly like she was big and strong, is it? She was tiny. And even then, like, it's not physically possible. And then conspiracy theories started as well about this film with a mother and a daughter, and the daughter wore the exact same clothes that Elisa Lam was wearing. There was in an elevator and a body was found in the water. That's when it all gets a little bit strange. So, New drinking game. Have a drink every time I say sir or but. So, yeah. So this drove like conspiracy theories even crazy because obviously this video was already out. Her body was then found 2 weeks later in this tank with this lid shut, and it was all insane. And the coroner did a report and said that the cause of death, there was like no like foul play done to her body. She wasn't sexually abused. She didn't look to have been beaten. There was no injuries or wounds. Also, there was no liquid in her lungs, so she didn't drown. So at this point, it's like, well, she's been killed and put there then, obviously. But when you look at the police reports at the end of it, then it's marked as like accidental. You know, she's drowned. But how can they say that she didn't drown and then cross it out and put that she did? It's all, honestly, it was weird. So it was like, someone is involved in this. What has happened? P.S. I'm not doing this. Just gonna take a picture. So it's like, I'd like to tell you what my thoughts were and what had happened. But honestly, at this point, I'm just like, it could be everything. So people, obviously, because they weren't getting answers from the police, wanted to dig further into it. The family would not speak in public about it at like press conference thingies, announcements. They just stood there, obviously like sad. And yeah, people came up with, so there was this guy who was staying at the Cecil, and he was like a heavy metal screamer, scary music video kind of guy. And at around the same time that she died, he had made a music video of killing a girl, basically. This girl's running away from him through the woods and he kills her. And half of me's like, fair enough if he'd killed someone, put me in a water tank on a video, but through the woods, like, where are you getting this link from? Until they then went on to discuss this video of himself at the Cecil. So this was very much made out in the documentary that, you know, this video was posted at the same time as the death and he was staying there at the same time. And this guy started to get like death threats. He woke up to his face in the newspaper that he'd murdered someone, which is obviously going to ruin like this guy's career. And it then comes out, he posts this anonymous video and like wears a big mask and changes his voice to say like, I did not kill Elisa Lam. And then I'm like, but why would you need to change your voice and hide your face? Like, fair enough if you were like an anonymous person, but at this point we all know who you are. So yeah, so this documentary continues, and they then say that this video of this poor guy who's been blamed for this girl's death was filmed at the Cecil, when he said he was at the Cecil, like 2 to 4 years before she died. So it wasn't even there at the same time as her to have murdered her. It was at home, nowhere near where the hotel is. So, you know, that's that theory over, and this poor guy's life ruined. He said that he wanted to kill himself because of it, and it just absolutely ruined his life. So we're getting all these ideas, and still I'm just sat there like, but how did she close the lid on the water tank if it wasn't somebody else? And then, right, this is when I'm like, this documentary is so pointless, because at the end of the documentary, this woman comes in. So all along there's been like police talking, the manager of the hotel, a caretaker that found her, all these people telling you this story. And then this woman comes in. Now I'm telling you now, if this woman had been in the first 5 minutes of the documentary, there wouldn't have been one. It'd have been done. So she comes on to say that Elisa had some form of bipolar, which as well they thought she might have overdosed, but when they looked in the system, there was less than the sufficient amount of tablets there. So this woman comes on to say that she had this bipolar disorder, she had not been taking the tablets, and when you watch obviously the footage of it in the elevator that is haunting, this is apparently quite a normal way for a person with this disorder to act. So I'm just like, oh well, I've like not slept because I'm terrified of this video and it's like normal. So she's not like blooming possessed. And then obviously the reason that she was allowed to go, like I said at the beginning, to remember, was if she contacted her parents every single day, and she didn't that one day, and that was out of character, so they reported it to police. It then goes on for her parents to say that because of this disorder that she had, she was often hospitalised from like hurting herself, and it was quite common behaviour for her to act out like that and do these things. So it wasn't even uncommon for her to not get in contact and so at this point I'm just like, why have I wasted 4 hours of my life watching this? But then also I'm like, but still, how did she close the lid on the water tank? So then let me just powder my face and get ready for this, because honestly I think I was quite furious, to be honest. So then the janitor comes on to say there was miscommunication when the police told the public that the water tank was closed, because the janitor went up to check it because of the reports of the water and the lid was open. He then closed it, went down back into the hotel and whatever, and called the police, and the police said that they obviously found it closed and opened it. So it was open. It was never closed. Again, one of those things, if you'd have told us this 4 hours ago, I wouldn't have had to waste my life watching it. So at this point, I'm like trying to pick at bits, and I'm like, you know, there's still bits that don't make sense. Like, obviously with the drowning, but there was no water in her lungs, and then the fact I'm like, what? But why was she fully naked? And when they obviously took her body out, they found all the clothes in the tank as well. So it was then said that she was acting obviously crazy. She'd gone and got in this tank, which for what reason I don't know. If she wanted to hurt herself or if she wanted to swim. Or like what, like it's, you don't know, do you? Because obviously you can't talk to the person who's done it. And obviously, like, you know, well, I know anyway, like if you, for example, like a canal, if you walk along a canal, if you fall in a canal, the first thing you do is you take your shoes off, because you're going to drown if you don't. They're like the heaviest thing. So it then comes out to say the police said that the reason that she was naked is because she's drowning and she's panicked and she's tried to undress herself to get out. So that's like, again, why have they not told me this 4 hours ago? But to me, if it had been anywhere else, I'd have kind of been like, okay, you know, this has happened, da 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 da. But just because of where it is, I'm still kind of like, I just don't know, you know. There's something about it that still kind of doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know if you feel the same or if you just like, just get a grip, it's just a conspiracy theory. But I don't know. But obviously I want to make like a little series out of it. Not a little, I want to make like a big series out of this. So obviously it's all going to be murder mystery stuff. And like, you know, like famous ones like this one, or ones that still haven't been solved yet. But my question to you is, which would you rather? Would you rather ones like this that have been solved but still don't make sense and have that mystery there, or ones that haven't been solved, or three, just any famous murder mysteries? Also, has anyone used this Be Perfect double glazed lip gloss? What I want to know is, because when it's on, like, it looks like it's cute, don't get me wrong, and on a picture it looks fantastic, but it feels like glue. Like, once it's dried, honestly. Like, I just want to know if anyone else is like, look, it's so, she's so shimmery and cute. Like, it's not like a gloss, it's just like a little bit of shimmery, but I'll put my lashes on and I'll come back. Right, so look. You can't tell, but it's just so like, trying to like stick to my mouth there. Like, it's like glue. So no smooching. But yeah, please do let me know if you know any alternative lipstick glossy things that are like this, or what kind of, I'll watch video you know that you want to see next. And I am super, why am I sat so like, hi, how are you? So close. But I am super, super excited to be back, and I hope you guys are glad I'm back too. But yeah, please, please, please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to like and comment and let me know what you want to see. And yeah, let's see if this year we can get some more subscribers, grow a bit, and, you know, do some exciting things. I have some super exciting things planned for Halloween if the world's more normal. I know it's so far away, but this is why I need to get back into it. Hopefully try and grow a little bit and get going so that my plans can be put into action. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I forgot. I was like finish a video, but yeah, all the products that I use will be linked below on my Instagram as well, which all my social medias will be linked below this video, and you can subscribe, like, comment, share down there too. Yep, and the products will be over on Instagram, so go check that out. And I love you all lots, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Stay tuned, see some bloopers. Bye. Which, if you have